So then what we doing, AJ? Bruv, it's been more than a year out the ring now. In fact, it's the first time since 2008 that this man and Fury wouldn't have had a fight throughout the course of the year. I know it's a mad thing, innit? However, according to Edward, that could potentially change.
Yeah, interesting. But he's in a great place, you know. I mean, when I get that phone call to say, come see me, I'm ready. He's ready. And, you know, he's in camp now. He's in camp to fight.
Okay, and talking of Edward, have a look. Benjamin Whittaker joining Matchroom. Yes, sign me up, bruv. Eddie's finally signed someone that we've all actually heard of. Fuck me. He's usually going, you won't believe it, people. Major announcement. We've signed Philip Fajita from Cuba. He went to the Olympics, won bronze in the pencilweight division. And it's like, fuck off, Ed. You'll forget about him in 6 months. But this really is the big time. This means big fat UK shows on the horizon. But please, Edward, please don't give him 2 warm-ups against 2 fucking meter readers like you usually do. No, we've seen him beat Liam Cameron. Let's see him press on against decent opposition. Give him Willie Hutchinson next. Let's not mess about. Anyway, Anthony Josh. I thought it was time for an AJ video, even though he's doing shit all at the minute. But then again, it's not just him doing shit all, because the heavyweight boxing scene in general is a little bit quiet at the minute. We've got Alan Makhmudov and Parker Wardley, but outside of that, look at all the big dogs who haven't got a fight lined up. Usyk's on a break, fair enough, but of course we got AJ, obviously Fury, Kabayelba, Coley, O'Coley, Zhang, Wilder, Dubious. In fact, what happened to Dubious? Him and Sam Jones popped up going, big announcement coming, then fuck all.
Is there some fight news coming soon?
Yeah, big news announcing soon, so, you know, I'll let these guys talk about it, but I'm going to be well up for it and we're coming back.
Big news. It's going to be a tough fight, a good fight, quality fight. Everybody's going to love it when they hear it. It's a big, big fight.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, what's the crack? That was a month and a half ago. Don't tease our nipples like that. We want to see you back in the ring, Danny boy. You ain't doing nothing else other than meeting your long-lost son at the petrol station.
Dad? Dad? I'm not your dad.
That is me!
You're not my dad.
Oh my God, it's my dad!
Who is this one?
It's my dad! That is me! Where have you been, Dad? Where have you been?
Maybe I haven't, Sam.
Daddy! Wait.
Yes, big up Daniel. Anyway, who else? Hergovich, Anderson, Ajagba, the list goes on. I don't know. I suppose maybe, just maybe, they've been paid such big bucks in recent times from Saudi shows that the urgency just ain't there anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fat fan of the Saudi shows, of course, but maybe they're thinking they ain't got to move quickly anymore, take competitive fights to propel themselves forward towards that big paycheck. No, they've earned some blinding dollar recently, and now they can take their time and wait for the phone to ring with that next blinding offer. In fact, old Anthony Crolla had a lot to say about this impact in recent years.
For me, British boxing is in a major crisis. It's in a major crisis. The small hall show, it's been absolutely murdered because of that. Not just that, the amount of UK shows we're seeing, they've been cut in half. It's probably less. You're seeing 5 brilliant fights coming from Saudi, but what you're also seeing there are 5 headliners, which could potentially be 5 big UK shows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, big up Crolla. You'd have to say he is right. The Saudi influence has had an effect on the British scene. I don't know about major crisis though, because it's still pretty good. But you know, I suppose you can't really win, can you? Because if the Saudi scene weren't so prominent, then we definitely wouldn't have got 2 Fury Usyk fights, AJ Dubois, Usyk Dubois, 3 undisputed heavyweight fights, 2 undisputed light heavyweight fights, and the undisputed Canelo Crawford, all within the space of around 15 months. So even though I can certainly see what he's saying, unfortunately to get all this, then ultimately something somewhere has got to give, innit? But of course I do get his point as well. I mean, Buatsi Smith as the 7th fight down on an undercard is a crying shame really. That would have been complete carnage in a UK arena. But also there's the other side of it from a fighter's point of view. Would they have earned the money that they earned if that fight actually was in the UK? We don't know what they made, but we all know there's a very good chance that that fight on the last Crescendo undercard paid them more than if it were a UK headliner. For example, Ellis Zorro earned hundreds of thousands to fight Opataya to kick off the Day of Reckoning card, and with all due respect to him, he's not even a very well-known name. So yes, fair play Crolla, there's certainly a good debate to be had on this topic, but yeah, we'll fuck it off for today. Anyway, back to AJ, and yes, what is the point of coming back? I mean, don't get me wrong, I am personally looking forward to him coming back, not just to see him fight again, not just for boxing, but for the sake of me fucking views. I'll have to sign on if he don't show his face again soon. No, no, all jokes aside, I do love seeing him fight because regardless of what you think of him, his fights are always a thrill ride. But yes, what I mean is, will this be a return to try become 3-time world champion? Is it just for Fury? Or will this be a return to just have the biggest, fattest, fan-friendly fights and who gives a toss about everything else? He don't need the money, he don't need the profile, and to be fair, he don't even really need the accolades after already being champion twice. Plus he fell short last time against Dubois, so what's it gonna be? Where does the desire sit within the mind of the big man? Well, I know one thing, I guarantee there's a burning desire within him to shit on all the doubters and all the naysayers, because the way things ended last time out against Danny Boy, he's getting tons more flack than ever before. I mean, it was pretty bad prior to this fight, but it really is mad now how many people you see that actually have a personal vendetta against AJ. You've only got to look at some of the comments. Have a look. Clearly many are happy to revel in his downfall, and he seems to have rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way throughout the course of his career. And who's fucking written that? That's not true, by the way. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, fuck off. Anyway, yes, people have got it in for him more than ever, so with his competitive nature, I'm sure he's coming back to right the wrongs and try and change a lot of the narrative.
Plan for Anthony Joshua, he's got to fight an also-ran. If he fights anybody in the top 4 or 5, then it's lights out again. I believe he's very, very fragile from a mental perspective, so they've got to try and rebuild him. How do they rebuild him? Like I say, can't put him in with a live wire. Forget Caballero, forget Dubois, forget Bacoli. You know, anybody that's going to throw punches back at Joshua right now is going to give him nightmares because, like I say, I think he's quite fragile from a mental perspective.
For me though, I do personally like AJ a lot. The one gripe I've got with him though is that I do think he completely swerved the old dubious rematch. You know, if he thought he could 100% win that fight, there's no way he'd have let Daniel move on, especially as there was a rematch clause and a world title on the line. So yeah, it kind of looks like he dodged a bullet on that one. But then again, after the way Usyk dismantled Triple D recently, showing he's not this unstoppable force that we thought he'd become, who knows, maybe that fight will now be on the horizon in the near future. And talking of Alexander Usyk, all this fighter inactivity probably is mostly because of him, really. I'm obviously not having a go because we all love the cat and he's earned the right to do whatever he wants, but fair to say with this hiatus he's on at the minute, the byproduct is that he's kind of holding everything up. But just quickly chaps, before we get into that, let me introduce you to the official Proper Podcast sponsor, Fair Play. So Fair Play is the app that allows you to hold your mates accountable for those cheeky wagers. It's as simple as download the app, set up the game, lock in the funds and you're all done. And the best part of it is everything between mates is completely free. Fair Play take nothing at all. You stick in a tenner, your mate sticks in a tenner and the winner takes home the lovely 20. There's none of that, oh I ain't got any cash bruv, no, them days are long gone. And if you come over to the app with your pals, type in the code PROPER and you'll get a free $5 to use in that next game of golf or however you please. There are plenty other things to do within the app as well. So download the Fair Play app on the App Store or Google Play Store today and save yourself some hassle. So yes, Usyk, like I say, not having a go, but he is kind of holding everything up at the minute. If he were to say, okay, I'll let this one go or both these go, I'm sure we'd see everyone scrambling all of a sudden and fights would be getting made left, right and centre. But with all the big boys ranking positions and everyone being so close to that big opportunity, they're clearly thinking, well, I ain't going to be risking my position against this bloke or risk having a bad performance against this bloke because I could put my current status in jeopardy. So in a way, I'm personally hoping Usyk goes, right, fuck it, here you go, you lot, fight amongst yourselves like he did for AJ Dubious, and then the whole thing ramps up once again. But yeah, we all know he probably won't, because 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion is what he wants, and that'll cement him as pretty much the greatest, won't it? Nobody's beaten that achievement for a very, very long time, if ever. Anyway, back to AJ, and we did see a bit of fire in the belly when he posted on the back of the Parker Wardley presser, digging out Fury and his little flicker jab, but lo and behold, the Gypsy King had nothing to say in return. I mean, what is going on? We all had our popcorn ready, but nothing, not a sausage. The second time this year, in fact, where AJ called him out, but Fury completely ignored him. Sad times, really. I know a lot of people are bored of it, but still, who don't love a bit of beef between these two? Now, let's say he is coming back for the sole reason to become 3-time heavyweight world champion, which is the most likely scenario. Well, in a nutshell, he's a bit fucked really. For a little while at least, let me explain, because you got Parker Waldie fighting for the right to fight for the Undisputed next. Whoever wins that then fights Usyk, but that ain't going to happen until at the very best March 2026, maybe even later though, and then there's going to be a period of waiting once again after that. However, even if he were to have a comeback fight or two and look good, he still ain't likely to get that big fat Usyk fight in the second half of 2026, because Usyk's openly said his most desirable is a third Fury fight. And if that were to happen, even though it definitely fucking shouldn't, but say it does, then Usyk ain't gonna let go of all his belts in the meantime, because that fight wouldn't be made without plenty world titles on the line. So amongst all this, to become world champ again, he's got to hope that after the winner of Parker Wardley fights Usyk, then a belt or two gets stripped and he has the opportunity to fight for the vacancy. Because yeah, it's all a bit clogged up at the minute, bruv. I mean, even then it's not really guaranteed he'll get a world title shot, because so many think they're in line right now. I mean, how can you not let Caballero fight for the title next? Frank's going to be banging the door down for Itama to get his shot as well, and dare I say it, old Chisora's hanging about as well. He's got his 50th and final fight coming up soon, meaning he's probably got another fucking 12 planned after this one, and if he wins, he is definitely going to be screaming for one last crack as well. So who knows? Personally, I'm predicting what we'll see is AJ and Fury both come back next year with an underwhelming comeback fight, having been out the ring for a year. They'll win both of them, and then once again all the pundits and boxing media will be spaffing everywhere going, oh, here we go, AJ Fury's got to happen now, the timing's perfect, but Fury will go fuck off and instead somehow land the Usyk fight, or some other mental fight. A fight that he knows he really can't win, but there's no shame in losing like there would be to AJ. I mean, if you don't believe that, then ask yourself why he's still #1 in the Ring Magazine rankings, even whilst being retired. Guarantee he'll trump everyone no matter what the landscape is. And then sadly, old AJ will be left out in the cold, and he'll have to rematch Dubious or whoever else is making noise at that time. As I say though, by that time there is a possibility that it could be for one of the vacant belts. Aside from AJ though, I do have to rack my brain as to who Fury will fight when he returns, and he will return, let's not fuck about. He will have been out the ring a year, so he ain't going to go straight into the Usyk fight, or any tough fight for that matter. He'll defo need a warm-up or two, and this man's warm-ups are notoriously fucking toilet. I know he'd love it to be another Sefer Safari or Pinata, as he did on his first comeback, or even a warm-up like Tom Schwartz or Otto Walling like he had after the first Wilder fight, but I don't know if that can really happen nowadays. With Saudi on the scene, he can't really choose a complete walkover and simultaneously command the money that he wants. But anyway, with this African boxing scene making a lot of noise lately, old Spartin Bakoli is surely going to be the front runner for AJ within his comeback. It certainly does now sound like he's bound to have that big African fight night next year, and out of all the heavyweights with African ties, that one is going to make the most business sense and rack up the most eyeballs. I would say Wilder, but bloody hell, he looks a shell of himself these days, and to be fair, there's actually more call for him to fight fucking Dave Allen right now than there is fucking AJ. The madness of boxing once again. That ain't going to happen, by the way, though, sadly, as much as we'd all love to see it. Old Wilder won't even give it the time of day. Plus, of course, he's clearly more interested in Francis Ngannou. I think he may know now that his days at the top of the division are now all but gone. So anyway, my money's on Bakoli in Africa, or Dubois, maybe even Big Titty Miller if it happens to be in the UK or Saudi within the first half of next year. But for his first comeback fight in and around January, then fuck knows, take your pick. I mean, we're looking quite a way down the list to someone like I don't know, Jared Anderson, Kevin Lorena. Although here's a sneaky one, don't count out the possibility of Joseph Joyce, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised to see that bad boy out the blue. So there we go. Tell me if I'm talking shit. I probably am, but tell me what you're expecting to see for AJ next year, and all the big boy heavyweights for that matter. But don't be surprised to see him get that 3-time world champion opportunity at some point, because like it or lump it, AJ is still AJ. Give me your thoughts and ciao for now.